The place on which I stand is holy ground, for God is there. The place on which I stand is holy ground, for God is there. And that's what this principle that we're working with this month is all about. No matter where I am, the divine spirit is present in me at all times, right where I stand, no matter where that is. Spirit has individualized itself in and as each one of us. And just like the one mind saw fit to create many varieties of flowers and trees, insects and animals, so it too created many different types of bodies. And no one body is better than the other. You know, we often think that we need to change our bodies in some way. But we would never tell a rose that it needs to become a sunflower, or tell a butterfly to become an ant. And who could possibly ever look at a beautiful oak tree and tell it that it ought to be a giant sequoia? But we do this to ourselves. We do this over and over and over again. We think we should be something different. Lately, there's been a meme that has been popping up on my social media and in some different blog posts I've seen. And it's showing up in different ways, but it's basically saying the same thing. And this is what it basically says. It says, we are one and we are not the same. Unity is not uniformity. We are one and we are not the same. Oftentimes we get confused thinking we have to be the same way. We have to be a certain type, a certain way, a certain shape, a certain color to be right. And that is just absolutely not the truth of the nature of the divine as it is manifesting itself through each and one of us. You know, it's not our fault that we see these differences. We actually live in a world that has taught us to notice differences. And actually, it's only natural that we do this. Way back in our gene pool, we were programmed to look and find safety and sameness. If things were the same, we felt secure with them. There was no difference. There wasn't anything unusual about it, and we felt safer. When things were different, then we began to fear those. And because we focus so much on finding things that are the same as we are, we actually naturally notice things that are different. We actually spend more time noticing those. They stand out more often in our awareness when they are different. And because all of this is so tied to our safety, our very survival, we associate difference with danger and sameness with security. And I believe that this genetic predisposition is the root cause of many of the prejudicial fears that still linger in our society today. We want things to be the same as we are. We look for things to be the same, and we try to make ourselves the same as what we feel safe in. And even when there are other people who on the surface appear to be similar to us, we still naturally focus on difference. We still look for the differences instead of so much about the sameness. And nothing is more pronounced than noticing the differences in our bodies. And because we're so focused on the differences in our bodies, we tend to judge them as wrong when they don't look the same as others. Again, difference is dangerous in our old genetic programming. Therefore, different is to be avoided, and different is not acceptable. And then heaped on top of all this genetic programming is all of the modern day marketing, social media, societal indoctrination about what a body should be. We all have an idea of what that perfect body should be. So now not only are we judging ourselves based on being different, we're judging ourselves based on an idealized version of what we think we should be or what we should look like. You know, you can get up in the morning and you can, when your feet touch the floor, you can say, how do my feet feel today? Or when you're breathing and you notice your breath, notice what sensations you feel as you breathe. Pay close attention to the different sensations in your body whenever they occur. And listen, what thoughts are coming up? What thoughts do you have about your body? What thoughts do you have about this particular sensation? And what awareness do you get when you listen to it? spend a little time listening to your body, talking with it, and hearing what it has to tell you. It's a great practice that we can begin to engage in on a daily basis, a moment-by-moment basis of this mindfulness, this being fully present with what is happening in our bodies. I know there's a tendency to feel something and want to shove it away, want to push it away and not have to deal with it. But begin to become mindful with it and sit with it. Ask it what it wants to know, what it wants you to know. Ask it what it has to tell you. And listen. Just sitting quietly and peacefully without going into the whole fear and judgment thing about it. And listen and see what is your body is wanting to tell you. It is a great practice that you can do at any time, any place.
Keeping it real with Reverend Laura.